So what's up, guys? Today on Tech Pravachan with Mohit, we have a creative powerhouse in the world of UX and product design. Kalai, as a designer at Zoho, he has been crafting seamless user experiences, optimizing checkout flows, and leading design innovations with a passion for solving real-world problems through design. His work has impacted thousands of users across industries. Let's dive into his journey and insights on the future of UX. So, Kalai, before we dive in, we had love to hear from you. Can you give our listeners a quick introduction about yourself?
So, hi Mohit. Thanks for having me for your podcast, and thanks for this opportunity as well. I've been working as a product designer like 6 years for now. So, I've done my engineering in agriculture and irrigation. So, it's totally different from what I'm doing right now. So, yeah. So, I started my journey as a graphic designer in a, like internship in a company back in 2016 to counting. After that, I slowly moved to UI UX path in, in my previous company. So last company I worked in as UI UX. The company is Squash Up, which is located in Coimbatore, which is a product outsourcing company where I have done a lot of products for multiple clients. Around global client. So after that, I moved to Zoho as the product designer, and now it's been like 4 years since I gone to Zoho and working for. In Zoho, I'm working for a product called Zakia, which is a modern retail pass. So we have launched that product 1 year ago. So from scratch, I'm working for retail pass in Zoho.
So, every designer has defining moments that shape their journey. What were the pivotal moments in your transition from graphic design to UX at Zoho?
It's not transition from the graphic to UX. I would say that it's transition from agriculture to design. So yeah, I have done my engineering in agriculture, which is totally different. But it's my interest. So from my childhood, I used to draw, and then I used to work on Photoshop. And in my college days, I used to do a lot of poster designs and banner designs and all those things for our cultural thing. Where it started, my interest towards the design. I found that my interest is towards design, so I gradually moved to graphic design. Yeah, you know, right? Graphic design is a base for all the designs. Like if you are good at graphic design, you can be. You will have a good knowledge in design. After some point of my career, like I came to know that I would like to work on more problem solving things. Which is a years. So that interest, that interest get me to UI UX designer. Slowly, I learned all the things, and then I'm currently I'm working Zogo. Yeah, that's what my small journey.
That's great. It's inspiring. So, as a product designer, how have you driven innovation in the retail POS space?
Okay. So, if you take traditional past, right? So you can, the UIs are very complex, and then workflows are very complex, and the UI and then experience itself is more complex in traditional retail pass. So we would like to redefine that entire pass. And give a very modern look of application as well as without compromising any user experience for the retail thing. So what majorly we focused on is we focused on simplifying complex workflows in the retail pass and enhancing the usability for all type of users who is doing who is doing billing and managing their store and managing inventory and managing all the back office things, etc. And we and yeah, right, in retail pass, it's like speed. So if you go to a retail shop, you can see a lot of queue. A lot of people standing in queue, and the billing process should work very fast to build the items and then get to another customer. So to do that, so we focused mainly on the mouseless experience. Like so without using a mouse, you can use our retail pass. At most like very fast. Without using mouse, you can work very fast, and then you can check out the building process. So that's one more thing we mostly focused on. And yeah, with that, I know one more thing. I mean, about the retail past, what we are working is it's the I mean the retail shop needs very minimal training program for the building process. Like it's very self-explanatory. So, I mean, with UI friendly, I mean, they can easily learn without any extra training from their manager or their admin. So it's very self-explanatory. That's how we experience. I mean, that's how we design and capture the experience for the retail cost. So these are the main principles we focused on while doing. I mean, retail cost in our company, like Zakia. So Zakia.
That's great.
Yeah.
So, Clyde, you have worked with international clients in UX and UI design. So, how did this global exposure shape your approach to user experience?
And working with clients who's located in different countries is different experience. Each client approach for I mean, each kind of approach for the business is different. Right? So, under the work time is very different, and the process is different. Everything is different from one country clients to another country. So, the major learning for me while working for different clients around global is like it expanded my perspective on UI UX, making me more adaptable and user centric for all the business that I work for the clients. And I need to consider more inclusiveness for the designs, because like each countries and each user base is different, right? So I need to work on a solution for different solution for the for our respective country. And actually I adapted their UX. Like, yeah, we need to understand the how user experience works in one country to another country, and it differs from one client to other client. And I, like, what to say, so asynchronization, which is what I learned from the from where I work for the clients, like, because you will not be available at all time for all the clients, right? I mean, so that perspective, I mean, that one made me to document all the things precisely, so that the you clients will understand what is the experience they for the solution we are giving to the particular client. And mainly it's collaboration, right? So you need to be very you need to be uh, very precise collaborating with the client, so that you can understand their business needs and they come up with the solution for that particular clients. Yeah, and the research process. So if you take research process, it different. So it will be, you will not need any different research process for one client, but it will be different for other clients. So all this perspective, so all the broad perspective open ups while working with different clients in the different countries.
So, what are the key principles that guide your design process when creating seamless user experiences?
So before key principles, I would say that you need to understand the needs. Like, you need to understand the business needs, and you need to understand the users. So if you understand the business problems and the business needs and the users, you will come up with decision based on the user needs mostly, not like on any assumptions. To validate assumptions, so you need to do a lot of research for that particular user. And one more thing, one more principle which I am following is simplifying and giving very clarity to the user who is interacting with the product. So that simplicity makes the users to accomplish their task within that application easily. And consistency. Another thing is consistency. So you need to be design, like, you need to design the products very consistent, and it should be very adaptable for the new users as well. So if you like use different components, and if you use different use patterns within same application, it will not be easy for the users to understand, and it will make very confusion for the users to use the product. So I always try to minimize unnecessary steps to reduce the user efforts to interact with the product. So having a lot of things in the UI will definitely makes users hard finding things but they needs in the application, and then the task, it will, what to say, it will create diversions for the users. Instead of accomplish their task, instead they will end up with something else. So And a few more principles which I follow while working for in product design is like whenever you interact with the product, will we need to give a feedback and responsiveness to the user. Otherwise, it will be blindfolded for the users, like what to do. I mean, what to do like after for let's say example, if you are clicking any button, we need to give a immediate response on the feedback for the users in the UI. Otherwise, it will be end up like, okay, what should I do for next? Should I so the application is working or not? So all these things. So to get rid of all these things, you need to give instant feedbacks and responsiveness for the users. And to all designers, I could say like iteration. So you need to iterate a lot of things. What is mean by iteration is like you have to design the same solution. I mean, same solution again and again. So while doing the iterations, right, you will understand the problems very deeply. So once you understand the problem deeply, you can easily iterate the design. So if you are iterating more, you are simplifying the solution and you are giving very easy. I mean, you're simplifying the solution and giving to the user. So which will be easy for the users to use the products. And yeah, and also the all designers and my design principles which I'm following for the users is like UX of. I mean, there is some principles called law of UX where you have a set of principles to follow to build a seamless user experience for the application and a heuristic usability heuristic principles. It's like 10 usability heuristic principles. If you follow the 10 usability heuristic principles, it will be easy for the users and I mean the experience will be more seamless for the users. Like whatever the product you are do, you have to follow all these principles, and that is what I'm also doing.
So consistency is important.
Yeah.
So with experience in design systems and agile workflow, how do you balance creativity with structured product development?
Oh, so yeah. So design system and other work from right. So these tools are the very structured the process, right? And creative is, I mean, like it need not be the opposite, right? Creativity and structured process don't have to be opposite, right? They can work together. In terms of like, it will be easy. I mean, it will ease your workflow, which means it will help you to build the scalable product and more user friendly products very efficiently, right? So that's how it should balance. So I mean, one should use design system as the foundation. It should not be a limitation for the designers. It should not screw up the creativity also. Because if you use, let's say example, if you are introducing a new component in your application, right? So if that new component is to give a more user friendly experience for the users in that application, then you can add that into your design system. It need not to be. You should follow the you should follow the very constrained design system. You should keep that design system as a foundation, and it should not be limitation for your creativity. In the other hand, the agile process. So the agile demands speed, right? I said aside dedicated time for exploration and testing new visual styles, interactions, and motion design before committing to a structured workflow. So Agile and design system will give a consistency and scalability for your design work and for the product and innovation and flexibility. As well as you can build the product very faster in fast pace. So that's how all the starters and all the products works, right?
So how do you see UX evolving in SaaS products, especially in enterprise software?
So I would say like before I mean in previous days the UX and workflow for an application of a SaaS or the enterprise product, like it's very complex for users, right? So yeah, UX in SaaS and the enterprise software is becoming more simpler and smarter and more user friendly nowadays. So older enterprise tools were very complex and very hard to use for the users. Now companies are focusing designing the application that feels easy for the users to consume and work in on the daily basis. Like for example, you take Slack or Notion. All these applications are very productivity application. I mean, every day the users are using it, right? So it's very simple. it's very simple to use, and it's very easy to understand, and like it's more of user friendly, and the experience is more simpler for the users. There is no need of extra learning to use all these products. And on the other hand, AI is also helping to automate your regular task and personalized experience, and it gives very personalized experience in the application, and it's so all these things makes a user to work very faster in with the SaaS and SaaS product and the enterprise product. So one more thing is users nowadays they can also customize their dashboards and automate their workflows and get instant help inside the application itself without any needing extra IT support. One more major thing that you would see in UX evolving is mobile friendly applications. So if you go to like any cloud application or any enterprise application, you have a mobile first application where, I mean, that gives more flexibility, and you can, I mean, that gives more flexibility for the users, and they can work anywhere from like at any time, right? So in the future, like enterprise softwares or enterprise application will be more intelligent, and again, it will be easy to learn and seamlessly integrating into other application to make your daily works very easy and more automative. And so yeah, that's how I see UX is evolving in SaaS products, and especially in enterprise applications.
So you have mentioned that AI is helping in speeding up the process. So how do you see AI shaping the future of product design?
Yeah, it's very good question, and it's very, or you'd say it's a trend, right? So you can see hey everywhere. Right? So AI is reshaping the product design in profound ways, like which makes the design, like which makes invoices more personalized and more efficient, and it gives very faster result for the users and for the designers also, right? So if you take like with AI, you can do research works very far. I mean, very easily. You can get all the results at one place itself instead of going to search in different websites or different blogs, etc., etc. You that makes the designers works very easy, right? And you can do a smarter design automations based, I mean, through the AI also. Also, in coming days, it will be like AI driven user research. So, like instead of going to, I mean, it's essential to understand the user, uh, and your users for the application, and that you can do it via AI also, right? So you when you give a proper prompt for in the ChatGPT or in any AI product, you can get an instant result, which reduces a lot of time in manual time involving to do all this user research. So I feel like AI will not replace designers at any point. It will act as a creative partner, right? Like in mean, I mean, in terms of automating your daily tasks, generating more in insights, and helping craft more intelligent and user-centric experience for designing your application. And let's say example in Figma AI, you can achieve. I mean, you can get a base design like by giving a prompt. On top of it, I mean, you can add your designs based on your business needs, all those things, and it gives design suggestions, and it gives a lot of use cases for an application. So basically, AI is helping designers, and again, as I mentioned, it will act as a creative partner for a designer. So you need to understand like how to utilize and how to use AI for your design process.
I am going through your LinkedIn profile, and you have won multiple employees award. So what personal habits or strategies have you helped you in excel in your career?
Okay. So, as I mentioned earlier, I did my UG in agriculture, which is totally different what I'm doing right now. So that, like after I joined into a design job, right? So I need to know what is this industry itself. I mean, the domain, the career itself. So to get all this knowledge, so I regularly engage with what to say meetings. It's not like meetings; it's community things and design workshops, and I read a lot of blogs, etc., etc. And some of the principles and strategies which I followed is I always understand the problems very clearly. So I spent a lot of time in understanding the problem and then the business needs for the particular application. Like for example, if you are taking, I mean, if you take a feature also, you need to understand the business flow and the user, like who is in required for that feature, and what is the user base and how many users will going to use all these things. So you need to understand the problem very deeply. So far, if you understand the problem very deeply, you can easily arrive a solution for that problem and start designing for an application. So this is one thing. And one more, yeah, as I mentioned, I've learned like beyond design, I learned their business goals. I understand their business goals, engineering constraints, user psychology. So all these things. To get a faster results, I iterate a lot. Over perfection, I iterate a lot. I teach the design concepts to the stakeholders and uh, get feedbacks in early stages and work through that feedback again. It should be the book, right? So iterations over perfection. Definitely, you can give a proper solution. Once it's done, like you can concentrate on the detailing things. So it's not like you should not concentrate on the details, but to achieve a solution for a design problem, right? So you have to iterate a lot. So if you iterate a lot, you understand the problems very deeply, and you understand you will have a lot broad perspective on the problem statement. So you can arrive with a lot of solution. So if you review all these iterations, you can see the n number of iterations. You can see that how you are giving a frictionless experience for the users. And once you done that, you should be well communicated to the stakeholders. It's not like what I mean by communication. It's not like randomly go on pitch. You should be very strategical communication to the stakeholders to give your reasons behind the design decisions that you are taken for any work you do. And yeah, as I said, right. So once it's everything is done, right? So you need to concentrate on the details and the interactions, design, and UI things, all these things, to get that more efficient for the users. And yeah, as I said before, I always do mentorship for any junior designer who's looking for a mentor, and then I also engage in a lot of community activities. So all these things, like all this personal habits and strategies which help me to it's not like excel in my career, but it helps me to improve and scales my skills in design. So which I think which secured me multiple employee awards.
Yeah, that's great. So, for designers between Dribble, Behance, and LinkedIn, what's the best way for designer to showcase their work and get noticed?
Yeah, which is a great question, Hanavi, because nowadays we are seeing a lot of design platforms, right? So there is a lot of applications available in the market. You can showcase your design works actually. So each product has their different purposes, right? So if you take, for example, all the so if you take Dribble, that's a platform where you can showcase your visual appeals, which means visual designs. You can see a lot of fancy UIs and a lot of fancy interactions designs in the Dribble, and you can showcase your concept work over the Dribble. But you can't showcase your full detailed case studies in Dribble, right? That is the limitation that Dribble is that. If you take Beyonce, right, you can do a detailed case study and storytelling for any project. There, I mean, we are just giving a pro. I mean, that flexibility for the users to showcase their detailed case studies, and you can also get a lot of instruction from Beyonce and Dribble also. But both has some specific purposes for the users. On the other hand, if you take LinkedIn, LinkedIn is mostly used for industry recognition and getting hiring opportunities, right? So both showcasing your problem solving skills, design impacts that you have done for product, and showcase your product thinking, getting attractions. So all these things, if you done it to LinkedIn, you will get an industry recognition and you'll get a lot of hiring opportunities. So I mean, as a designer, they need to understand the each product purposes, and they should get insights based on that. So if you use Dribble for getting a visual appeal works and concept works, you can definitely go and check like Dribble. for detailed case studies, as I mentioned, if you go to Behance and if you take a lot of designers have posted their detailed case studies, right? So yeah, different applications have these different purposes. You need to understand that and utilize those platforms accordingly for your design works and design process. Yeah, not only Dribble, Behance, and LinkedIn, there are multiple other applications. Say example, there is a website called Mobi, where you can check all the workflows, all the real-time applications, screenshots, workflows, interactions, everything in one place. It's a very live application, right? You can see a lot of difference checking and Dribble and the Mobi. You can see a lot of design differences because not all designs in Dribble can achieve in the development because it's not about implementation, but it's about the experience part. So if you go and check any post in Dribble, if you need to understand the concept and at some point, right, that all the designs will not adapt for the business needs. So you need to get that concept alone and try to apply into in your work. So that's how I use Dribble, Behance, and LinkedIn, all this platform and Mobi. Yeah.
So with the cloud adaptation growing in India, like
Mhm.
how do you see UX design playing a role in cloud-based?
So if you go anywhere in India now, nowadays you can see a lot of cloud applications, right? So previously, so basically cloud applications making is a very complex workflows very I mean in a simplified manner and giving to the users, and it enables localized and inclusive design for the all users, right? So you can have a different language supports in cloud applications. You can see you can I mean different kinds of people you can use. I mean they can use the cloud applications. All this flexibility they are giving in the cloud. So growing cloud applications not only in India, so whole. We need to concentrate on the seamless onboarding. As a UX design, you need to concentrate on the seamless onboarding and then adoption for the particular application, right? So if the onboarding is not very well crafted, then the drop off for the users will be increased, right? So UX designers should concentrate on the seamless onboarding and adoption rate for an application. So how easy for an user to adapt for that application and how easy for a user to understand the things and easily onboarding to the application and get the core value of that particular application. So UX designer should concentrate on that part. And as cloud application is increasing, you need to focus on the mobile first approach also. So if you take any application, any cloud application, you can have a mobile app for that, and you can have a tab up there. So it enables the users to work from anywhere and anytime, and it should be like seamlessly. So that it will be very useful for the users. And mobile first approach as a designer, you should concentrate on the mobile first approach also to make the cloud application very easy for the users. And you need the collaboration and workflow automation. The designer should focus on. What it means is you need to be focused on the real time editing process, and you concentrate on the workflow parts. Like you can create a multiple workflow for your application, and you can run it instead of doing everything manually on daily basis. All these things will simplify the user experience for that set of users and improve their productivity on the daily basis, and they can focus on their business instead of investing a lot of time on understanding the product and you understand the usage of the product. So all these things UX designers concentrate on the cloud based applications that we are doing.
If you had to predict, where do you see the future of UI UX design heading in the next 5 and 10 years?
Design will be part of any product. It's not about IT. If you take any industry, you can see like different design department. So basically, design makes our what to say. Design makes very complex problems and giving simplified solutions for the users to use that product. It's not only applicable for the IT industry. It will applicable in all the industry across the globe. Like if you take a car, if you take a table, if you take anything, if you take daily things like you can see different designs, and you can have a different usage of that particular designs. Right? So after 5 to 10 years, UX designers should be more focused on the user centric instead of assumption based designs. Like they get the help of again get the help of AI. So you have to get the help of AI and come up with more adaptable solutions for the users. But then there is no custom like UX itself. Like after some period of time, it comes to play, and it plays a major role in all the industries. So without user experience, right? If you have a good potential product without having a good proper experience or good proper experience for the product, the product fails, right? So you will be more confident on the product. Sorry, user experience on the product. So how easy for the users to understand the product, and how easy for them to work on the product on the daily basis, right? So going forward, it's. I mean, designers should more focus on the user friendly interfaces and make the experience seamless for the user. Understand. So again, I would say like understand their core problem, work on that problem, and understand their users, understand the business goals, and work on the design things. Everything is UX nowadays. I would say, like even if you take a table, right? How easy and how it solves our problem, daily life problem. So if you go to a shop and you look at what's table, everything is a table. But why do you pick like any one table? Because it satisfies your needs. I would say like UX is everything in the upcoming days. I mean, yeah, functionality is also should be balanced, but user experience is everything for an application.
So many aspiring designers struggle with where to start in UI UX. So, what's
Okay.
your advice for beginners and the most significant lesson you have learned in your career?
I would give. I mean, I would give. It's not like a this. It's more of my journal, like what I learned from my journey, and just giving that to the right students or who is looking for design career to get started. Before getting into design field, right? You understand what is the still regarding what is the design, like what is design. And first, you understand what is design and how it plays in the IT industry. What is your basic? I mean, what is it? Destination you want to reach. Either it should be a graphic design, a visual design, a product, a UI, or something. Do you understand the terminologies first? Understand the concepts behind all these things. Then get started with your design career. I would recommend to work on. I mean, I would recommend them to work on a lot of uh, unpaid internships to get started with their career. Even if it is unpaid, right? You get an opportunity. You get used the opportunity and get experience, real time industry experience, understand the process. After that, you project yourself to the market. This is one side. On the other side, on daily basis, you try to get a lot of insights of the design. What is design? How a design plays a role in the IT industry. Like why do a business needs a design? Why do IT team needs a design? So understand all these concepts, all these terminologies, and continuously read design articles and ponder other design works, and follow the real-time designers who is playing majorly in very big companies and check their works. Always analyze their works, done all the designs, and try to use a lot of, I mean, applications. It's not like a mobile or web. Like whatever application you come across, we try to use that application and understand their business or what is the business regarding and how the design has been done. And there are a lot of very good designed products, right? So let's say Duolingo is there, Uber is there, and Facebook is there. All these are like very design driven companies. Like they uh and then I mean Swiggy and Zomato, all this fine. But you can get so these are all the applications which we are using on the daily basis. So you understand all these things. Get used to all the application and try to learn a lot of businesses. So if you do all these things continuously, like on daily basis, you can easily get a good job in design. And one more thing I would recommend them, right? To get a internship or a job in a design studio. So where you have a lot of potentials. I mean, where you have a lot of members, from them you can learn things. Like you should be very open minded. You should be very open minded and get a lot of information. So at some points, getting a lot of information also like overwhelmed that particular student at that time. But I would say structure all the things, understand that, and check like which is suitable for you, and towards that you work on daily basis, right? So you will definitely get a good job. And always invest your 1 or 2 hours of time for your for upscaling your, I mean, upscaling your skills. So yeah, I always do, even if you go like, even my work like 8 to 9 hours, but I invest like 1 hour or 1.5 hours to improve my skills on daily basis, which helps to experiment a lot of things and upgrade, I mean, get new ideas. And you can think, I mean, it gives a broad perspective, and it makes you to which makes you to open up a different perspective for a different problems, and approach solution approach for different problems. So this is the teaser advice I can give to all the design, I mean, design juniors or the students who is looking for design opportunities in this.
I would say this is a good advice.
Yeah.
So that's it, Play, and that's it. Thank you for sharing such valuable insights. Thank you for.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. And if you want more insights on design, get a free one-to-one call with Kalai in top mail. Link is in the description. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop your questions in the comments below. See you in the next video.